here.
As Matt Johnson has them slowed down again. Your man on the point. Presses down on the loud pedal in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Cleanly through at turn 4. Underway at Lucas Oil Speedway. A clean getaway for Matt Johnson through one lap. Robbie Reed, though, still right in the middle of the track. And another thing you have to know, these drivers set back during that entire 50 lap of the late model run saying blacken up, blacken up, blacken up. This racetrack went from brown as there was a lot of moisture in the area earlier on. It has dried up. These guys know exactly what they're going to get as the caution comes out for a spin in turn 2. Again, it is a big deal. Jesse Deal in the 24. And this time the other party involved is Pawpaw, Jay Arnold, out of Haskell, Oklahoma, as those two cars get together. Used to come to Lucas Oil Speedway. Last time he was here was back in 08. Caution lights have been turned off. Matt Johnson says go time. Dylan McCowan, a wide turn over in 3 and 4. He's going to lose a spot to Nick Bittinger. Come right back on him as Nick running down on the low side. We saw this with the late models, Corey. That bottom side of the track was where everyone was picking up their speed. Very few cars started to go to the high side. Dustin Hodges now starting to be one of those as Robbie Reed knocks on the door on the inside.
The big, heavy late models have laid down quite a bit of rubber, but for a 50-lap feature, you don't often see the preferred line for all 50 laps be right around the hub, but that's exactly what happened with the Lucas Oil late models and the drivers of the MLRA. As that good battle for second place continues, all the while it allows Matt Johnson to kind of run away and hide as Robbie Reed has the inside line, but Hodges will hustle off the top of turn number 4 and try to take over sole possession of second place. Hodges right through the middle of 1 and 2 now with Reed in tow. That Vanderbilt race car, the green 5. We always talk about green cars. Don't see a lot of green and purple cars for a variety of reasons, but that never bothered Robbie Reed. As a matter of fact, in 2019, he had the best looking car at the racetrack, so said the race fans and everybody here during 2019. He also won the track championship that year, and here comes Dylan McCowan now, one of the few guys, Shane, willing to go up to the high rent district.
He goes way higher than anyone else, and Jason Persley, his former principal, follows him on the high side. Cody Brill will do the same thing in the 96. So now two distinct different lines, way on the high side around the cushion and bottom feeding. That's where Nick Bittinger is the first car out of this line to start to use that lower cushion, and Dylan McCowan continues to run on the top shelf. You talk about Robbie Reed, hasn't gotten out but about 8 or 10 times, but he's got 5 top 10s, a win. That came last night at Callaway, as Matt Johnson has led all 8 laps so far, and he has built up a 3.5-second lead over Dustin Hodges.
Dylan McCowan still trying to get around Nick Bittinger. Bittinger's got 3 top 5s this year here at the Diamond of Dirt tracks. Dylan McCowan, though, 6 wins here at the Diamond of Dirt tracks, and he'd love to make it number 7 here tonight, but to do so, he's going to have to get around the 3B out of Kansas.
Cut into that lead by about a half a car length that Bittinger has over Dylan McCowan, but then McCowan will lose that ground on the backstretch as we have crossed the midway point, and Dylan McCowan back on the loud pedal up on the top side. Bittinger will slam the door. Go back another couple positions after that as another car spins, and this is Dill again. So Matt Johnson had built up a 3.9-second advantage over Dustin Hodges. All of that is gone, as they are now nose to tail, and that allows Robbie Reed to get back up into the mix as well. We have completed 9 of 20 laps. We'll get the cross flags next time by. Mike Striegel has them in the hand, our flagman who has had a long night as well. It was a quick 50 laps that he had for the late models as they went GWC. And Matt Johnson first across the line, and now Robbie Reed starting to go back to work on Hodges to the inside. That's exactly where he was making up most of his ground, and he will dive bomb him again in turn 3.
That top line starting to come in for Dylan McCowan. Now your defending track champion gets around Nick Bittiger. Now it'll be a little green on white race here as he will try to get to the outside of Robbie Reed. Reed continues to roll around the bottom of the racetrack. Now he comes up the track, takes the line away from McCowan. McCowan's car gets a little hippity hop in it, and he loses a little bit of ground to the number 5 that continues to trail Dustin Hodges and that Team 22 race entry. And all the while, Shane, there's nothing to see from Matt Johnson because he is way out in front of the field.
And that is your race right now, and it is for second. Dustin Hodges has it right now. Not going to count Dylan McCowan out of the mix yet with 7 laps to go as Robbie Reed, who was so dominant, seemed like every single time he came here over that 2-year span where he won the 2 championships, there was nobody that could touch the green number 5. Dylan McCowan has filled those shoes this year. The former B-Mod driver never really had a lot of success because in that B-Mod, you've got so many stout drivers that are here running for national points on a weekly basis. McCowan makes the move to the IMCA Modified, now to the USRA Modified, and has won 6 races already, but no one has the horsepower to catch up with the number 1 of Matt Johnson with 4 to go.
He needs it to stay clean and green as the driver from Archie, Missouri. That win on night number 2 of the Spring Nationals. Could it be a night 1, the only night here at the Diamond Nationals where he gets his second win of the season here at Lucas Oil Speedway? And Dylan McCowan, Dustin Hodges, and Robbie Reed, Shane, they're just not moving right now. They're all 3 pretty much in the same spot. McCowan's not gaining anything on the outside, and Reed hasn't had a chance to get around the 22 now as Matt Johnson is just 3 laps away from a win.
And I think you're going to see this in the modified race at least, that with the track the way it is, it's going to be so difficult to make up time on anybody because there's so many different grooves that you can run in and find that speed. With 2 to go, it is still Matt Johnson. He had a 3.9 second advantage before that last caution came out. It's now a 3-second lead.
Battle a little bit further back there, Shane, as you see that Nick Bittiger kind of dropped back a couple of spots as Johnson takes the white flag.
Matt Johnson with 1 win on the season here at Lucas Oil Speedway back on April 23rd. You want to talk about a driver that comes in during big shows and dominates? He did it during the Spring Nationals earlier in the year. He does it on Diamond Nationals today at Lucas Oil Speedway. 2nd win of the season for Matt Johnson. Dustin Hodges, a distant second, 3 seconds behind. Robbie Reed in tow, rounds out your podium, but Matt Johnson dominated every single lap.
Another great run for the driver of that red 1X.